Hello and welcome inside our Oklahoman studios for another edition of Thunder Insider presented by Integris Health. I'm Kelly Krall, and in the studio with me today, 15-year NBA veteran Grant Long and the radio voice of Thunder basketball, Matt Pinto. Of course, Brian Davis will be along with us later, and it was an incredible ride for the Thunder this season. Great to be a part of a year that was capped off with a trip to the Western Conference Finals.
No question about it, and I'm enjoying still this thrill ride that the season presented for this ball club. And as Scott Brooks and Sam Presti, the team's general manager, always talks about the process of learning, and I thought that continued even through the Western Conference playoffs.
See, I'm totally with you guys, but I'm going to go a little different direction as to how close this team was to getting to the NBA Finals. So, because had they found a way to close out games 4 and 5, suddenly they're at home in game 6 playing for that trip. But I think the experience of it all was invaluable. They will apply those things moving forward, and the future is beacon bright.
Well, as you mentioned, Dallas presented a number of challenges for the Thunder, but it was a very closely contested series, a series with an overtime game, a number that went down to the wire, and the average margin of victory, just 6 points.
All that matters is it's 1-1, now a best-of-5 Western Conference Finals series. This becomes, at some point, Grant, a borderline insurmountable lead against Dallas. Perimeter right, dancing, darting, spinning. He's in deep, jump passes to Ibaka for the two-hand send down. Stojakovic traveled, threw it away. Westbrook, 3-on-1 the other way, feeding Durant across the lane for the right-hand send down. Statue of Liberty slam of beauty. Thunder steps right, beats Nowitzki. He'll bomb a 3 straight away. It is good. That's the biggest shot of this game. See Russell crossing over on Kidd down the lane, lays it in with a left-hand scoop. It's an 8-point game. Russell Westbrook hoisting the offense on his back. Hits Nowitzki straight away. Now he drives on Collison, pulls up, fires, angle left, 18-footer's good. The Dallas Mavericks come to Oklahoma City and reclaim home court advantage in this Western Conference Finals. And it is packed to the rafters. The Oklahoma City Arena is arguably the biggest game this city has seen on this level. Game 4 of the Western Finals. Lobs up the sideline to Marion. Ball deflected. Durant has it. Cephalosha to steal. Kevin swerving right to the rim. He rolls back and thunders down the right hand. Ferocious flush. 18-8 Thunder. Coming with fury tonight, baby. Durant misses the second. The rebound to Collison. Took it away from Nowitzki to Durant for 3 straight away. Cha-ching! A Thunder money ball.
You got to play harder, guys, for 12 minutes. 12 minutes. You got it in you. You got it.
Up the middle, Westbrook. 3-on-2 if you push him. Russell down the lane. Baseline to Collison. Flying in for the two-hand punch. Oh, is that something?
Go! Let's go! Come on, Spirit!
Stutter steps, kicks to Westbrook. Open, wing left 3 on the way back. Rimmed it. Collison the rebound over to Chandler. To Durant, his 3 straight on. Cha-ching, the Thunder money ball. Can you feel it? Dirk with a hot hand, giving the ball. Pump fakes, closed out by Collison. Spins. Pump fakes, fades and fires off one leg and drains a 10-footer. It's a 101-98 game with 1:26 left. Do you believe this? Spins right with 6. Kicks in the corner to Kidd. Pump faking, leans in, fires a 3. It's good. The Mavericks, with a remarkable, incredible comeback in Game 4, have grabbed command in this Western Conference Final Series against the Thunder.
Focus on playing as hard as you can, helping your teammate look good on both ends of the floor, and play with a great amount of fearless effort every time down the court.
They have got to internally believe it's possible, and the only way for them to get back home for Game 6 on Friday to begin this comeback is to win Game number 5 tonight. Hard to orchestrate with 4 assists already. Stutter step, double, slices baseline to the rim, lays it open in. Aaron took Haywood off the bounce.
Fight every possession. Everything is not going to go your way, but fight for it. Fight for it every time.
Marion cross court, intended for Terry, swipe by Harden. James up the middle, burrows to the bucket, bumped by Nowitzki, no whistle, feathers home a left-hand scoop anyway.
Harden is playing playoff championship basketball.
Straight away Nowitzki, open for a 3 angle right, it's no good! Leaping rebound, lost by Maynard to Kidd. Marion to Nowitzki, his 3 straight away over Collison is good, and Dallas leads. The Dallas Mavericks win the West, eliminating the Thunder in 5 games.
What a great experience for the young ball club. I thought they got a chance to see and look and feel of what the playoffs were about. The first round of the playoffs, it's a different feel from obviously playing in the Western Conference Finals, and I thought they got a chance to feel what that was about. And I think moving forward, it's really going to help this ball club defensively and offensively.
They did a tremendous job of showing character and backbone and resolve, coming back from the Game 4, really difficult game to live through and to have to experience and then sleep on the night prior, go through a practice session, and then gear up to play in Dallas. They were not in control, but certainly in the driver's seat through much of that game until the Mavericks closed strong. But I thought the club grew a lot as the series unfolded, and we saw that in Game 5.
Watching that recap, I don't know, it still just gave me chills having been there, seen it. Game 5, another contest decided in the final minutes of play, but certainly a bright spot in that was the performance of Russell Westbrook. 31 points. He had 8 boards, I think, and 5 assists as well. I just thought, despite all of what he had to go through, really did a good job of blocking it out and coming out and playing his ball game.
Well, I almost go back to Game 6 against the Lakers a season ago in the playoffs, Grant, in recognizing the level gamer he is, and his entire game was on display in this game, in Game 5 against Dallas. He's got a lion heart. He's incredibly competitive, and I think that's really his biggest strength.
No question about it. And I like the fact that Russell Westbrook, when you talk about playing the point guard position, he is the extension of the coach on the floor. He has to manage the ball game. He's got to make sure that Kevin Durant gets shots where he can be comfortable with. He has to make sure that read the defense, rather, to make sure what play to call based on what the defense is giving them. So I think going into this series, a Western Conference playoff series, a young point guard like Russell Westbrook really held his own and matured along the way. And I think that maturity is going to continue to grow, and he's going to be, as he is right now, one of the best point guards in the league.
And maybe the next step for him, Grant, and one of the national analysts made this point, is to become an all-defensive player in the NBA, because he has the skill set to do that. He can be Jason Kidd-like in terms of his tenacity on the defensive end of the floor, quick hands, lightning quick feet, and so if he can devote himself at that end, maybe that's the next step for him.
Across the board, it sounds like growing, learning, something all the guys are able to take away from the playoffs and the entire season, really. But the sophomore season, always an interesting one for players in the league, trying to take that next step, work into a role. And it took James Harden a little while to settle in with the Thunder in his second season, but as the year progressed, James definitely found his niche following the All-Star break, scoring nearly 16 points a game, not to mention big-time improvement on the defensive end.
My teammates, coaches had a lot of trust in me, putting the basketball in my hand, in the fourth quarter of crunch time games, and Game 7s, such things like that. So I felt my confidence grew, as the season went on, and obviously the playoffs went on.
I think in the past he had periods where if his offensive game wasn't working, he floated a little bit, like he just wasn't as in tune to the game, but he avoided that. I think in the playoffs, it was all about every second I'm out there, what can I do to help us win? I saw it, and his defense was better and rebounding was better.
He's going to be an important piece. People are going to expect him. That's a big word. Expect him to do big things next year. He knows that, and I'm sure he's going to take that challenge on.
James got a lot better. He's a great playmaker. He does a good job of getting other guys shots and plays with a great pace, and he's definitely was a big key, to our success this year.
He's got a very unique offensive package that provides opposing defenses with an incredibly difficult challenge, because he really honed the three-point shot as a rookie. This season became more of a playmaker as he was in college, and he's got such a strong body and a will now to get to the rim, and if the defense converges on him, Grant, he'll find teammates. He's as good a cramped quarters passer as the league has.
I agree with that, and I think the next challenge for James Harden is to be able to do that on a consistent basis. Now the teams are going to be geared for that. They're going to try to stop what he does. Now he's got to find a way to impose his will on those defenses in the coming years, and I think when he does that, he's going to be a much more improved basketball player.
Well, you heard Kevin say it, expectation. It's a big word, but certainly something the fans, as well as his teammates and coaches, will now be expecting to see big things from James Harden next season.
Ahead on Thunder Insider.
I feel confident about, us moving forward as a group, and this experience has really helped us. And I know guys are going to work extremely hard this summer and come back better.
Welcome back to Thunder Insider.
We love the Thunder. We are glad to be here. We're waiting on them. We're hoping they're getting here as fast as they can, because we can't wait to see them and welcome them home.
we're so proud to have them in Oklahoma City, and we're going to come out, we're going to support, we're going to be back in the playoffs. We're definitely going to be back in the playoffs, and we're going to be there for it, and we can't wait.
Proud of them, and we're ready to get after it next season.
We love you guys.
We love you guys.
This whole city, everybody here, and everybody who can't make it right now, we all support you. We love you so much. Thank you for being here.
To be able to have a pro team in Oklahoma City is something we've waited for a long, long time. It's been an awesome season. It's been an awesome 3 years, and we can't wait for next season.
What an amazing scene. Hundreds of fans out there to welcome the team home following their Western Conference Finals run. And really, the passion for the team, it just continues to grow. We now welcome in Thunder play-by-play man, Brian Davis.
It's a love affair. It's as simple as you can put it, and it's as true as it can possibly be. It's a love affair, and it goes both ways. You think about the way Game 4 ended, as painful as that was, and for the fans still to be on their feet chanting, OKC, OKC. And then the other thing is the Thunder's presence in Oklahoma City has put this place on a map in a really positive way. It's a feel-good story that's now being told the worldwide, and I think everybody understands that. Very cool.
Yeah, they all love the team. They all have their individual favorites, one of which Nick Collison can be a lot of those. Thunder, he became really the go-to guy in terms of defense during this playoff run. I mean, Zach Randolph, he had to take on Dirk Nowitzki. I mean, just how impressed were you and Nick?
I'm very impressed, and as he continued to play at a high level of defense, you saw his minutes increase more and more throughout the playoffs. I thought his cagey veteran savvy allowed him to defend guys like Zach Randolph and Dirk Nowitzki at a higher level than anybody else on the team could possibly imagine. And I thought his physical play, and now combined with what the officials were able to let him get away with, it played right into the favor of Nick Collison. And when he's physical, when he's able to get into you and deny you the basketball and just really get into you and crowd your space, he's a much more effective defender.
And Nowitzki is such a freak. He's eventually going to get his, but the bottom line is that Nick made it so much tougher for Dirk to get his, and that's all you can ask.
And he took that in stride, too. He knew that was part of the deal. I mean, he said to us, I know he's going to get his points, but I'm just going to try and make it harder. And then when we talk about Nick Collison, you got to talk about the bigs. The mid-season acquisition of Kendrick Perkins certainly changed the inside dynamic of the team and benefited no player maybe more so than Serge Ibaka. The two bigs definitely having a positive impact on each other.
No question about it. I thought Serge was under the tutelage of obviously Scott Brooks and his coaching staff, but also with Kendrick Perkins being there, allowed Serge, and we've talked about this before, to come over to the power forward position and be more like a roamer on defense, coming over and blocking shots from the weak side. He's able to rebound the basketball more, and his block shot total went up as well. And I think when you have a guy like Serge who's as agile as he is, has a nose for the ball, you put him in that position to be a rover defensively, he's going to come up big for you.
And when you have a guy who is an NBA champion in your locker room, good things are going to happen. And I think just like Thabo Sefolosha did a couple of years ago when the Thunder acquired him from Chicago, Kendrick Perkins, Kelly, has changed the culture of the Thunder from the inside out, that is from the locker room onto the floor.
Definitely gave Serge Ibaka confidence, if nothing else. We've seen what it did on the floor, but confidence mentally. And while the Thunder's Western Conference final loss stung, the team made great improvement for the second straight season. And one thing the guys say they are most proud of is that they did things the right way.
We can be proud of ourselves because we did it. We did it through work and through coming, focus every day at practice, bringing the energy at games. So I think if we keep doing what we've been doing, we're gonna be in good shape.
We have most of our personnel in place. Now we have to get better at the little things and winning games and executing. And we were a long ways away from being where we needed to be to win this series.
This really helped us, in the long run. So next season, when we come back, we know how to prepare and get ready for certain situations.
I think we gained confidence, and then we also found things that we struggled with that it'll be easier now to point to during the next season. Like, this is something we need to improve on because we saw how it bit us last year in the playoffs. So I think that'll be good for our team too.
I feel confident about us moving forward as a group, and this experience has really helped us. And I know guys are gonna work extremely hard this summer and come back better.
And this is going to sound a little weird, but I think the Thunder has also added another club to the bag now, and that is the pain of a high-level defeat and disappointment, because you add that to the experience that they've also gained, those things in the end. Hey, look at Dallas and what they've been through and where they are now. I think it all adds up to good things going down the road.
Every practice, every game next year, they know the things they have to work on to get right back to where they were.
Ahead on Thunder Insider.
It's Oklahoma and it's my home, and so I'm so excited to be performing.
Oklahoma's own Grayson Chance. Welcome back to Thunder Insider.
All season long, the Thunder has worked to help fans stay connected with their team through Facebook and Twitter. Fans are able to get all the latest Thunder information and see unique content, like a recent interview with NBA superfan Jimmy Goldstein, who traveled throughout the playoffs supporting the Thunder.
Right now, I'd rather see a game in Oklahoma City than almost anywhere else in the NBA. I love Kevin Durant, both on and off the court. I think he's such a fluid, graceful player and such a great outside shooter, and that's exactly the type of player that I like to watch. With Harden, I'm a believer. He's really come through in the last couple months, and I've watched him warm up in so many of these playoff games, and he's a beautiful shooter.
Remember, you can always stay connected with the Thunder by following the team on Facebook, Twitter, and thunder.nba.com. Well, Edmond native Grayson Chance is no stranger to the power of social media and the web after a video of him performing Lady Gaga's Paparazzi went viral and attracted over 39 million views. This week, he was back in Oklahoma City to perform the national anthem.
Excited to perform the national anthem. There's blue everywhere. We're out on the court right now, and I'm so excited. It's my home.
O'er the ramparts of reproach, we're so gallantly streaming.
My first Thunder game, I actually got to sit in this big fancy suite. I got free food, and then we gave our tickets to somebody outside, and they were like way in the nosebleeds. So first Thunder game was a really good experience. It's Oklahoma and it's my home, and so I'm so excited to be performing on the K tonight, performing the national anthem, and it's going to be a great game, and I'm excited for it.
O'er the lands of the free and the home of the brave.
Oklahoma's own Grayson Chance. Ahead on Thunder Insider.
Man, did you bring any popcorn tonight? Popcorn? Hey, man, I know it's game time. You guys have any cash on you? $5 or so? Sorry, we're out here, not the game. Come on, I'll pay you back next game, I promise.
Welcome back to Thunder Insider.
While over 18,000 fans in blue are cheering on the Thunder inside the arena, there has been another crowd forming outside the arena for home games. Hundreds of fans gathered to watch their Thunder together on the big screen in Thunder Alley. And this week, stealing the mic, Steely grabbed a chair and joined the Thunder faithful.
Not everybody's lucky enough to get in, but the overflow crowd out here in Thunder Alley is unbelievable. I'm going to join them tonight. I'll just prop up right here. Sit right here. Oh, man, perfect spot. Right here. Right here. Right here. Oh. Come on, Thunder. Let's do this. Ladies, tell me what it's like out here.
It's fun. It's crazy. It's wet. It just rained a little bit ago, but everyone just kind of put on their ponchos and stayed put.
What does this say about Thunder fans when you have this many people out here in this group?
Dedication. Yeah, dedication.
I've been to a couple playoff games inside and then out here, and I tell you, it's just as crazy. And in some ways, it's kind of a football atmosphere because you're outside and going crazy. So it's a lot of fun.
Hey, you guys, can you come down, sit down, just a little bit? Just, yeah, a little more, a little more, a little more. Now, come on, all the way, all the way. Thank you, perfect. Man, did you bring any popcorn tonight? Popcorn? What do you have? Any concessions? I had some church's chicken earlier. Hey, man, I know it's game time. You guys have any cash on you? $5 or so? Sorry, we're out here, not the game. Come on, I'll pay you back next game, I Watch dirt. Watch dirt. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Can you believe that call? It was ridiculous. The ref looked like he was wearing your glasses there. He couldn't see. Come on. Yay. Come on, Perch. Yeah. 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 Come on, dude. Yeah. Hey, man, will you trade me chairs? Yours looks a lot more comfortable. I'll give you that one for like 5 minutes. Yeah, no problem. Is that cool? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Nice. Hey, all right. Cool. Nice. How you doing? Oh, much better now. This is nice. I like it. That man, he knows how to buy a lawn chair. This right here, this is the lawn chair.
Thunder fans even willing to give up their seats.
Yeah, Steely discovers another variation of the Oklahoma Standard. Do you have any idea? We're working inside. Do you have any idea what it's like outside? That's unbelievable to see those aerial shots on network.
It's really a nice idea. Whoever came up with it, I don't know how far back it goes, but whoever came up with that idea was great because it brings the fans together. Even though they couldn't get inside, it gives them an opportunity to celebrate with everybody else.
Absolutely. Well, thanks again for joining us on another edition of Thunder Insider presented by Integris Health. We'll see you back here at our Oklahoman studio next week as we wrap up another exciting Thunder basketball season.